I am going to make meat pie today, and here are some of the ingredients I'm planning using. I have some fresh ground black pepper, crushed pepper, and salt. I have 2 sticks of carrot, potato, an onion, garlic, ground beef, and habanero pepper. I'm using red bell pepper, half of a green bell pepper, and of course jumbo. Um, many of you guys may know what jumbo is. Basically, it's just a seasoning cube. Um, so that's gonna be the sauce that we're gonna add in the meat pie. And on the other side, I have a measuring cup, so that's a 1 cup, and I have 1 tablespoon. And for the dough, we're gonna use eggs. I'm probably gonna use anywhere between I'm gonna use about 3 to 4 eggs. It really depends of how much flour I'm going to use. And I get all-purpose flour, baking powder, and some butter. I never use this butter, but I figured why not. And for the mixing, I'm using a food processor because I figured that would be a lot easier for me to do. And I'm using the plastic one. So this is the one for mixing dough. So if you do not have a food processor, please use your hands to mix the dough. It will be absolutely fine. And I have a mixing bowl that I'm gonna put everything in when I'm done. I will pull you guys back up once I measure the flour so I can exactly know how much I'm gonna use. Alright, for the dry ingredients, so I put about 5 cups of flour, and that comes out to be about 2 pounds of flour, all-purpose flour. And I added a tablespoon of baking soda. I added a tablespoon of baking powder, and then I added half a tablespoon of salt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix the dry ingredients so they all are mixed in there. So you want to make sure that you mix this really well, so all the dry ingredients are mixed in there really well. I'm really trying to make sure that this video is not very long. So now that I have all my dry ingredients, I'm gonna go ahead and add the eggs and the butter in it. So in this bowl here, I went ahead and add about 1 pound to 2 pounds. I believe it was 2 pounds of butter, and I added 4 eggs. So, and these are large eggs. I added 4 large eggs. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix. I decided not to use the food processor, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my hands to mix this thing, and I'll pull you guys back up. Alright guys, so this is all the ingredients for the dough part. So far I added about 5 cups of flour, and that's about 2 pounds, and 4 large eggs, and a tablespoon of baking powder, and a little bit of salt, and 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of butter or margarine. Mix all those things together, but you want to first make sure that you mix all your dry ingredients very well together. Add your wet ingredients. So after that, this is what I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and use plastic wrap. If you do not have this, go ahead and use anything that you have at home to just cover the dough. And I'm gonna let it sit in the fridge for either about 2 hours to 3 hours, or you could just let it sit on the counter for about the same time. It should all be about the same. I was gonna use the food processor, but I decided that to just end up using my hand and mixing the dough, and it turned out just fine. It's all right. Okay, here we are. I went ahead and chopped all the vegetables. So there's about 2 garlic and 2 sticks of carrot, and this is a green pepper that I have chopped really fine, and then there's a red bell pepper, half of red bell pepper and half a green pepper, and then there's habanero pepper. I do not like my food really spicy, so I went ahead and take the seeds out because I don't want the meat pie to be really spicy. So this is only 1 habanero pepper. You can use a small one, or you could just leave it as is. You can leave the seeds, out. And I may not use both jumbo cubes, but anyway, so there's 2 jumbos. This is a 1 big potato and 1 big onion, and there's a crushed pepper and some salt and some fine black pepper, and there's ground beef. Any of these ingredients that I'm using today in this video can be substituted. Please use what feels right or tastes right to you. There is no right or wrong way of cooking. Cooking is all about what you really like. You add or you take something out. But this is how I really like my meat pie. So, and this is what I'm going to put in there. So let's get cooking. Okay guys, so in this part I'm deciding to use a frying pan, and I put about 3 tablespoons of canola oil. I'm gonna go ahead and add my garlic first to that. If you really don't like garlic, you don't have to add this much, but for me, I love garlic, so all my food do have quite a bit of garlic, so please add as much as you like or take out as much as you don't. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the beef. So it's about 1 pound of ground beef, and I bought a lean beef, so use any meat of your choice. Or if you want to do vegetarian, you can do that as well too. So I'm gonna go ahead and fry this for a little bit. And once this start cooking and you notice that there's too much oil, you can always go ahead and take some out. But for me, I like the oil in it, and by the time I add all the vegetables in the meat, most of the oil will absorb in the meat, but it's by choice. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt. I like to season my meat while cooking. And I'm going to put some black pepper. Use as you please. I'm going to add some fresh crushed pepper. Since I'm adding the habanero pepper, I'm not going to put too much. Mix that up a little bit. I went ahead and added the onions, and then I added the red bell pepper, green bell pepper, and I have added the habanero pepper. But if you don't want it to be too spicy too as well, so make sure you add the habanero pepper at last. I don't mind a little bit of hint, but since I took the seeds out, it's not going to be so spicy. So I'm going to cook this down maybe for about 5 to 10 minutes to let the onion cook down a little bit, and then cook the vegetables. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the carrot after that, and then the potatoes, and then cook it till it's thick. Right guys, so far I have added the garlic and the garlic, and I added the red bell pepper, green bell pepper, and the habanero, and I added the carrot because it normally is the one that takes the longest to cook. So I went ahead and add the carrot. I'm going to let it cook down for a little bit, and maybe about 5 more minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and add the potatoes. But so far it smells so nice. I wish that you guys can really smell it. You know, I'm using a frying pan, but you can use a saucepan if you want to cook your vegetables either a little bit longer or a little bit less. But for me, I prefer to cook my food on a frying pan. Alright, I went ahead and add the potatoes, the carrots, and all the other vegetables in here. So I'm going to let this cook down a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit more water to make sure that the potatoes cook all the way, and then the carrots is cooked. And if you don't want them to be cooked all the way, you don't have to add water in it. You can just use it as like this. But if it comes to a meat pie, I definitely do want my vegetables to be cooked through, and I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water, maybe half a cup of water, and just let it cook. And the potatoes, once they start to cook, they will start thickening the sauce a little bit. Oh, I wish that you guys could have smelled this. It smells really nice. Alright, here we are. So I am going to let this to cool down a little bit, and I'm going to start cleaning the counter so I can bring the dough out, and I will start making the pie. Alright guys, I went ahead and cooked down the potato, added some water, and let it cook down. And then one other thing I did was that I realized that when the food started getting to thick, it had quite a bit of oil, so I went ahead and took the oil out, because I didn't want it, my pies to be seeping with oil. And let me tell you, you have to try many times to understand that you don't want your pie to be seeping with oil. So, but it's personal choice also too. So if you decide that that's what you want in your pie, please go for it. But I took mine out, and so that's about it. So I'm gonna let this thing cool down a little bit, and then I'm gonna start rolling the dough. I have let the dough rest for about a good 2 hours. I'm pretty sure about a good 2 hours. And I have the rolling pin. I have some all-purpose flour to dust on the counter to come roll out the dough. And I have wiped the counter really well. And please make sure you have clean hands, because you're touching the food. And I have 2 large eggs that I'm going to rub on top of the thing. And then this is the mixture. It has really cooled off because I just let it sit on the counter while I was waiting for the dough to rise. So I'm going to take this dough, put it on the counter, and I'm gonna work with it, and I'll bring you guys back up. So this is the dough. I went ahead and spread it with the rolling pin, and I'm making mine really thin because I really want it to be a little bit crispy. I'm using this plate to cut the edges out and make sure that I have nice perfect round doughs. And I have already started preheating the oven to 350 degrees, and I'm planning on baking them for about 20 minutes and I'm gonna check on it. So once I do that, I will lift the plate up and make sure you have flour because it definitely does stick. And I'm gonna add the filling. A good generous amount I will put in there. All right, go ahead and close it up. And I'm gonna seal the edges with my finger. And make sure we don't have no spill in the oven. And you want to go ahead and use a fork. You know, this whole thing is not it's not hard, but also too it's not a very easy process. But there we go, and I make sure seal it really well. And the little angle you see is the camera, it's the tripod thing. And all right, so that it is. So we go ahead here. I have already made about 5, I believe. So my goal was to make 10, but it seems like we're gonna have a little bit more than that. But I'm gonna go ahead and put in the oven for 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. And I'm just gonna put some egg wash on top of it and put in the oven.
Yeah, do you have that all the time?
Not really, but sometimes the internet goes slow.
Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah, but the first pie looks very nice.
Hopefully it turns out right, because I haven't made like dough in a while.
Yeah.
I had to go to Safeway and buy everything new because the flour I had was expired. The baking powder was like years expired. Everything was expired.
Oh, really?
So I had to go and buy. Alright guys, so this is the finished product. It took quite a bit of time to get it to this place, but I'm so happy with the results. The dough is super flaky and it tastes so good. I wish you guys can taste it. But thank you very much for watching this video, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, just to let me know that you're interested in seeing more videos like this. And thank you. Bye bye.